Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to go through today the Bitcoin update and just to sort of touch base on whether we've seen the high, whether we're going to see a new low before any sort of higher price action, and just to see basically what may happen or what I'm looking for in the next few days on the Bitcoin time frame. And a big thank you to all those who've shown support, watching the videos. Yeah, it's really appreciated. I'm hoping to see sort of more growth on the channel. I'm going to keep producing videos daily. So if you do like the content, please, again, share the content, comment, subscribe, like. Yeah, it does mean a lot. It does go a long way. So zooming out, so Bitcoin chart as it stands. So again, we rejected from the 82.8 sort of region, which is basically this sort of cluster around sort of the next sort of range on the sort of 83 to 80, sort of 98,000 region. So basically, what am I looking for next? So I have been sort of in a short since Friday. I've also been doing sort of interim trades. I've tried a few long scalps, but I have been stopped out on those, unfortunately. But in regards to what I'm seeing next in the chart, so let me go through my sort of thought process as to what I'm looking at. So the volume profile, again, we're just sort of navigating around this sort of cluster here, but again, if we do end up losing 75,000, we're going to be dropping to 72 and lower. So ideally, the bulls really want to hold this sort of region here. So if we tap into it, fine, but I don't want to see any drops below that, because that's really going to open up because this is basically the previous range high. So if we start to close below that, we're going to start seeing, yeah, a different sort of dynamic, and it's going to be not good in the short term because we'll be losing this low here, so it'll be a very much a lower low into the range, and then we're going to be breaking down to mid-range 6-8, and again potentially to new lows. So again, in the short term, as long as we hold 75,000, I'm not going to sort of see and entertain a new low to 62. It's going to take a lot for us to sort of get there. But yeah, I mean, in terms of price action, again, I don't tend to go by fractals, but I'm seeing a lot of comparisons to this sort of price action here, and it is, warranted. It's granted. So it's just to sort of mention it to you guys again. You've got this sort of range high fake out. You could sort of see the same thing here. So again, I'm not ruling it out. That's why I've been short. It's absolutely a very similar pattern, just on a bigger sort of time frame. But yeah, in terms of if you're not in a position, what are you going to be looking for? So again, to look at the sort of the range, the PAC of the range is what I'm looking at. So again, it's all the way down to 68. So it's not relevant at the moment. Again, you've got liquidity gaps here, so we do fall through to 75. It's going to take us very quickly down to 72, which I mentioned earlier, coinciding with this cluster of volume here. The value area high sits at 75.5 of the range. Again, nice confidence on the range high here, and the range and the value area low is 65.2. But again, if we start to lose these levels, the shorts are just going to be piling in. I'll expect a bigger cascade of sort of longs sort of opened up here, sort of as we lose those levels. So yeah, again, so the two trades quite simply are, if we lose 75,000, the shorts will then open up to 73 to 74, and then 65, and yeah, new lows potentially. But if we hold that region again, we can then look for sort of long scalps. I mean, what we could end up seeing again, there's many things that could play out, but we could see something like this, which is not unheard of. I'll show you the reason why. I'm not just going to randomly place it here. So I've shown before my sort of macro edit wave count. So you've got the W wave, and I sort of expected this sort of X wave, which is a 3-wave correction, because in the grand scheme of things, I am seeing this as a bigger corrective move. So it's an A, B, and later this year another big sort of move down to the sort of November, December time, and then next year a huge bull run. That's what I'm expecting. But again, what I do is I trade all the waves. If we go up, we go down, I'm going to be profiting from that, and you guys can join me. Again, while I'm here, we can look at, there's links in the description. If you do want to support me, sign up to Weeks, my partners. Again, shout out to them. Fantastic exchange. Again, do your research, please, on the exchange. But I've used them for very long time, very happy with their service, and yeah, I can open up my sort of trading group for free. If you sign up using my link, use the code and deposit at least $1,000, as long as you trade, you'll get access to my group. So do DM me if you do that, or if you want the paid group alternative, again, link in description for the Patreon group as well. Okay, so back to Bitcoin. So again, what I'll be sort of looking at, let me just shift this up here. So I'm going to be looking at, basically at this point, I'm leaning towards a bounce at 75, move up to 80, and then another final move down to 70 to fill in some of the CME gaps we're seeing. Again, potentially down to 67, even down to 65.4 is fine. But it's just going to be a three-wave pattern. So again, you've got one wave here, one wave here, one wave here. So this will be the ABC. And again, you'll get ABC here, ABC here. After this region, again, everyone will be crying for new all-time highs. It's a very psychological 100,000. I expect us then, I don't know what will cause it. I'll just trade what we see. If we reclaim it, long it to new highs, fine. If we start rejecting it, shorten it all the way down, and what a trade that'll be. But yeah, in the short term, again, basically, so I do see this as a corrective move. So again, we could get all the way down to new lows, but really, I mean, unless we go down 75 in one go, and when I say lose it, I don't mean a little bit, I mean a hard candle straight down. We may dance around it, we may see this little fake out, then we long up, but again, we'll look for longs around that region. But the corrective sort of ABC move, that to me is not going to warrant that sort of new low sort of move. But again, the three wave is something to watch out for. This whole range is going to basically trap many different traders, and yeah, you've got to be note on this. So again, we play it safe. So as it stands now, I am currently short. I'll be taking more profit at 75,000, 75.3, and then I'll be looking for longs really from that point. Again, it's not to play a big move right now. It's just this corrective move. Then I'll look to re-short here down to ideally the 70,000, 675, and then long up to the eventual, hopefully the 100,000. So yeah, so that's my plan on Bitcoin. So I hope that does make sense. If not, please comment. I'll try to explain it as best I can. So just think 75,000 key level. Ethereum, different story. A lot more bearish, I have to admit. We are sat now around this sort of support zone cluster. So I am sort of looking for longs really. I don't want to see us cascade down. I do think this order block here will hold a support. You've got a free sort of level. You've got a few levels, sorry, of what we're looking for. In terms of the range point of control, again, this helps to identify support zones. So again, it's around the sort of 2,000 regions. So again, that's got more relevance than this one here to me. But basically, I'm going to be looking for, and again, when Bitcoin hits 2075, it's going to coincide with this. So again, we'll get that dip into the 2070 region. Yeah, 2072. So basically, think 2070, 2020 in that region. So again, looking for that sort of drop, and similar sort of thing. We're going to be seeing that sort of drop, bounce, reclaim. Then we can look to long. As to how high this will go, I'm just going to play it as we move. I'm not going to force any buyers trade. I just want to trade what we see. But at the moment, in terms of this wave, it's not bullish really. It's very corrective. It's very sideways. It's very bear flaggish. I mean, can we get a channel off that? Probably not a clean one, but yeah, it's not really. So you can sort of get some trend lines off that. Sort of here. It's not clean, but again, it's very sideways, which to me is, again, that screams bear flag. But in the volume as well, we've had, yeah, bear volume is not increasing, so again, I'm not too concerned at the moment. But again, in terms of trade, what am I looking for? So you've a bounce from sort of this region, but again, more so down to the 2020 region, then I'll look for longs up. Sort of see where we go from there. Main targets, I would love to see us test here 2.6. Would be brilliant. And again, that would sort of feel, yeah, a bit more of a sort of this sort of range. I would like to see that sort of tested there. So again, Ethereum slightly more drawdown than up. You know, if we start to lose 1980 swing low, even lower than that 1930, at that point, it's not much more moves to get to that sort of low. The bottom's basically closer on Ethereum to where we are now. So again, that's what I'm sort of looking for. So again, just saying 2070, 2020. I'm expecting bounces in the sort of region because we have got that point of control as well, which I showed you earlier, which also acts as quite a strong support zone. Again, it's very subjective where you sort of put it, but it's around, yeah, it's coming up to that region. So again, this will act as support. So this order block here is going to be critical. So yeah, that's Ethereum. Few altcoins now. So no, before I do that, let me look at the USDT again. This did reclaim the descending triangle lows. So again, that as soon as we started getting back into it here, I knew the shorts were going to be dominant. Right now we're at a descending triangle resistance. So again, if we break through, bad for Bitcoin and crypto. If we reject here, good for some relief waves. And yeah, I would like to see us move down to 6.6. That'd be fantastic. But we'll let the market decide what we're doing. Again, we can't dictate. We just take the highest probability trade, especially using USDT dominance to try and assess what basically happens next. Because I don't know for sure what's going to happen. Bitcoin could dump 10,000 tomorrow. I don't know. But we take the trades that are highest probable, and we use risk management to help. We just try our best to get the best sort of outcome. So yeah. So next altcoin I've been trading quite heavily is Hype. I've been in a long since yesterday with the group. Again, we sort of gotten around these sort of lows. So again, it's not a huge move. I think you're looking about 5%. Yeah, about 5%, 4.9. But again, I'll take that any day of the week in the current market. So again, we've got some profits here. I am looking for a test of the range high at 53. Ideally, it's such a strong coin. You know what I mean? You've got 50.2, 51.4, 59 as the high. So I do think we'll get to that point. It's just going to take a bit of time. But as it stands, while we're above 46.7, we are long and strong. Another one here, TAO. Again, not been good. TAO lovers, it's been a very bearish few weeks. Reason being, again, Bitcoin's not helped, but I think it's just because we've completed this sort of wave here. So all we're seeing now is just this corrective wave. I do expect us at some point later in the year to get that 540 region. So I'm very much looking forward to the sort of dump to 200. There's a 20% move from here. Again, we may bottom out, double bottom at 238, but I'll see how we go. But again, what I would ideally like to see would be sort of a dip down, bounce up, done. Easy peasy. Excuse me. So again, golden pocket 618. It's a region I look for in retracements for bounces. Again, confluent with the support zone and order block here. So again, that just reinforces my bias. We're going to be seeing that sort of, hopefully a bounce or down that level. Excuse me. Okay, cool. So, in terms of count, this is what you'd be looking for. Okay, what else are we looking at? Solana. I will look at Solana quickly. But every coin's at different stages. Not one coin looks the same. You know, Hype looks good, so it may pump loads. Solana looks terrible. We're likely to see another drop to the range low. At least 77.5 I'll be looking at, followed by, if we lose that region, 67.5. But again, who's screaming buy here? It looks terrible. I'm sorry to say, but again, if we do get those new drops, it's just going to be buy opportunities. I'm looking personally at down to 64.5 sort of region. Can you take out all the stops here and we just run it back? That's what I'll be looking for. So again, no position right now, but keep an eye on those sort of levels, and then the range low. It's just situated down here. Okay. One more coin. XRP, fan favorite. XRP. For those that do follow the videos frequently, you will know pretty well I've been expecting us to come down to the 1.34 region. I think we very well may get that today. Reason being, it's a swing low, so you've got your point here, your point here. So a swing off that, hopefully we'll see a hold and a bounce to sort of work off. If we lose that, we'll be then moving down 1.32, 1.3. 1.3 looks stronger, because you've got this sort of a lot of support here, but I'd like to see an interim bounce here to work off. And if we come up to say 1.41, we'll just short it back down. But again, it's just scalps for now, so it's nothing concrete. But again, overall, bearish range. Volume is not terrible for the bulls. You've got a few spikes, but again, give us that sort of dump, spring up, and then we can look to play off that. But interim 1.35, look for a bounce. Work off that for some scalp longs. Again, main sort of support zone is the 1.29 region. Okay. So yes, that's my update for you guys. I hope you found it helpful and useful for your own sort of analysis. Again, always make your own decisions off what I'm saying. So yeah, again, bearish on Bitcoin short term. Again, looking for those longs down to shorts down to 75 region. And hopefully we can hold that region. It's very important. If we start to lose that, then we're going to be expecting a cascade of long liquidations, dropping down to 73.7, 70,000, and then a bit further down. But if we can hold 75, see that sort of B wave bounce, then come down, I'll be a bit more excited for those bigger pushes to the 100k later in the year. Alright, so thanks again for your time, guys, and for watching the video. Much appreciated. Again, any support you can give to me is always appreciated. It gives me the motivation to keep on doing the videos. Again, I love making them. Again, at future, I might do some streams if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, have a good rest of your day, guys. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.